welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I am your host, your YouTube messiah and often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious, and we are talking about Hell in a Cell this week in glorious San Antonio, Texas. And well, I'm not gonna lie, folks, this was probably hands down one of the better pay-per-views of 2018 altogether. I mean it. I mean, there was good action all around. I mean, am I wrong? It was good action. You know, there was decent storytelling with everything, yet it was just solid. You know? I dug the hell out of it. A lot of other people did too. You know? Now, the pre-show, it was New Day versus Rusev and Aiden English. And, yeah, probably the funny, yeah, they had a nice little promo fight beforehand with New Day getting ready to do a song doing and then English coming out doing and they just went back and forth doing sorry. So yeah, liked on how Rusev and English were just really like going into Kofi, like they were just like they put everything on the line, you know, like they bet the house, everything, you know. I really dug the hell out of it. And for what it was as a pre-show match, this was fucking good. You know, Big E got the tag in and he just, wow, he went nuts. And also, can we just take a moment to appreciate on how for a majority of the Rusev Aiden English side, Aiden was leading the match. Aiden was really, it kind of felt like Aiden was leading, and you know, really loved seeing that on him. You know, guy's got potential. You know, he's got a killer, you know, he can work the mic. It looks like he's chiseled out of stone. He's got a better fucking figure than most of the people that have had than fucking Greek gods, you know. Match wound up coming to an end, though Kofi, he wound up hitting the Trouble in Paradise on Aiden English, got the 1, 2, 3, so that was it. As much as I wanted Rusev and Aiden to win, though, it was kind of obvious the New Day was gonna, especially with them now just becoming the 5-time tag team champs. So now we're on with the regular show. Starts off Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy in Hell in a Cell. Randy's starting out really good and strong. You know, like the amount of physicality in this from start to finish. It was great. And I know a lot of people were shitting on the idea because news broke like Saturday, I believe it was, before the show that it was going to be a red cell. And some people were people were just shitting all over it in general. Yeah, here's my argument. Who fucking cares what color it is? Really? You know, I contrary to how I may look, act, and even carry myself, yes, I am college educated, and when I was in college, we did I had to do color theory classes, and learn about the different meanings behind why different people use different colors for things. Red being one for strength, power, also in this sense since the name of the pay-per-view Hell supposed to be red, hell, the gates of hell, things like that. You know, honestly what I think would have really went over for that was if they would have had right above the entrance a sign that says, "Abandon all hope, all ye who enter here." Which, ironically enough, was also the same thing my one ex had tattooed around her waistline. I'll save that for another day, though. Can't talk about that on this episode. Whew. Anyways, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy. Really love the physicality in this. Really nice, solid way to go. You know, Gotta give it to Jeff, though, because he did find some odd way to work ladders into this match, and probably one of the... excuse me. Probably one of the sickest spots was Randy actually positioned the ladder upside down like this, and then suplexed Jeff, boom, right through it. So, technically, that means Randy Orton just scissored Jeff Hardy on global television. Just let that sink in for a minute. So yeah, after that, you know, just really love the way Randy was getting methodical. You know, it's not saying he was like moving like the old legend killer way, but very much so towards that. And yeah, there are some people that are just natural born heels, and there are some people that are natural born faces, and there are some people that can play both. Randy, he could do both, but my God, he is such a natural fucking heel. It is so fucking good to see. Yep. That probably the hands down most sickest thing I've ever seen Randy Orton do. And that's saying something. Went under the ring, dug out a toolbox, got a screwdriver, dug it into where Jeff's gauge was, where he's got his lobe stretched, dug the screwdriver in there, and then proceeded to start twisting it like that. Oh, God, that was nasty. Oh. So yeah, that just, yeah, really loved on this match. Really, really great opening match. You know, they both whipped each other with a belt. You know, Randy's back was all lashed up. His leg was gashed up too. You know, match wound up coming to an end. At one point, Jeff had Randy up on a table. He was looking to go and try and leapfrog off of one ladder over another and land on him, but then realized, I don't have enough room. I don't have enough clearance overhead. So he climbed over it like in the jungle gym, like when we were kids, and then proceeded to start swinging himself. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! And then fell, wham, and hit the table. And then Randy moved, hit the table, and then boom, right after he hit it, refs were like, get an ambulance, get medics out here now, now! You could hear the ref yelling that at the top of his lungs. Randy just standing there like, what the hell? The hell just happened? He's down. So Randy's arguing with the ref, do the count. No, I can't do that. He's hurt. Do your job and do the damn count. Randy got on top of him. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So yeah, Randy won. Next up, we got women's match. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair in next up. And a lot of people, including yours truly, did think, you know, this would have been really good if this match was in a cell. But given what came right before this match, you know, it's kind of a good thing it didn't, because, god damn, how could those two girls top that in a cell? Ah. So yeah, nice tie-up and, you know, Gator rolling around to start out with. You know, really nice, you know, love the storytelling in this match. Becky just straight up pissed. You know, she feels like Charlotte screwed her over. She took her spot. She wants her title back. Charlotte's, listen, I worked for this no different than you. I earned this. You want to feel entitled? That's on you. You're damn right I feel entitled, because that's mine. And, you know, that's the basic story on it. You know, Becky, she was more so, she was for the most part leading this match. You know, and, excuse me, sorry, head cold. You know, started really targeting Charlotte's shoulder, nice and good, you know, working different moves, even pulling out Pentagon Jr.'s arm breaker, you know, which, whew, man, between at first thinking Randy stealing Jimmy Jacobs' bit with the spike, and using a screwdriver instead of a spike, and then Becky doing that. I'm surprised other promotions aren't getting ready to call up WWE for Wrestling Court. But yeah, really good all around, liked it. Match came to an end. Charlotte, she hit a spear on Becky, but as she did, she had so much momentum. Becky rolled it around to get a pin, and then did a quick roll-up on it. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So, we got a new SmackDown Women's Champion, and she is back with the gold, baby. Becky Lynch has it all. Next up, we got tag action. Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. And really liked this match, Started out more so with slugging. Would like to say brawling, but it didn't come off more so as a brawl. More so just like, everyone throwing punches at each other. That's what it was. More than anything. But really liked it. Seth, he was the team punching bag for the most part, which, given on how normally with Seth and Dean, normally Dean was, but I'm liking this. It's something different, and I always say, I don't care if it's good or bad. You want to throw something different out there, throw whatever weird, crazy shit you can up against the wall that's different and see what sticks. So, but Dean, he got the hot tag in, started working it, and they just had really good back and forth after that, and it was just really good all around. This was probably one of my favorite tag matches of the past year in 2018. Excuse me. And that's saying something considering on how many good, considering the New Day and the Usos threw out a lot of good matches from this time last year. But like I said, nice back and forth. Really dug the storytelling. The match came to an end when Seth, McIntyre, I should say, I'm sorry, hit a Claymore kick right on Seth, right as he had Ziggler up for a suplex. And Seth, he was all sorts of out of it, trying to get that shot of adrenaline to get that last moment, the win. He had him up, and just to had him up, boom, hit him. Seth fell down. Ziggler landed on top of him. 1, 2, 3. That was it. Now the follow-up on this was Dean had a match against McIntyre on Raw. It ended with McIntyre getting the win. Seth had a rematch against Dolph for the Intercontinental title, and Seth won. So now we're just waiting for the show in Australia where we got the Shield going against Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre. Now next matchup we got after this, Samoa Joe going against AJ Styles. And before we get into this match, can we all just take a moment to appreciate on how great of a storyteller Samoa Joe is? And I'm not talking in the ring wise, no. Because the vignette that they used for this was Samoa Joe sitting in a chair, much like this one here at the Glorious Vicious Studios, holding a beautiful book, Night Night AJ. And then he proceeded to read the story, and it was just so beautiful in the way he articulated on the things. Samoa Joe, if and when he decides to hang the boots up for good, the man definitely can go and be an author, or at least do audiobooks, or be the voiceover for audiobooks. Because I guarantee a lot more people would wind up listening to the audiobooks of War and Peace and the Bible if Samoa Joe was reading it. And that's the first time I ever thought we'd ever get War and Peace mentioned on this show. So with that said, let's get this match started. Joe Styles. Nice slugging at the start. Styles wound up just going straight up ballistic. Rightfully so, with the way, Joe kept tormenting him about with family-wise. And as a family man myself, I'm not comfortable with those kind of situations where you do stories where you drag family into it. I mean, even if it doesn't matter, I don't care if your wife or your kids are okay with it and they know, listen, this guy's just going to say this stuff just on TV. He doesn't mean any of it. You know, doesn't matter on that or nothing. It just, to me, it doesn't feel right. Maybe because, I don't know. That's just me. But, like I said, Styles started out really good, really quick and fast, trying to pummel Joe down. Joe weathered the storm at the beginning of it, started proceeding to go forward. He was more so the aggressor. Like I said before, excellent back and forth. And, I credit a lot of these two having good experience with each other, courtesy of TNA, because, the matches, these two had matched together back in TNA in the good old days, and I'm pretty sure they worked with each other every now and again, also somewhere along the indies. I'm not 100% certain, don't quote me on it, but just really great all in all. One thing that wowed me more than anything was right after Joe wound up hitting Styles with this one, I think it was either a back elbow or a freaking clothesline. Styles' lip got busted open. There was a lot of blood here tonight. And, there was a lot of blood in the show in general, not just this match. But what he just and just spit it out and just was moving forward. It was like, whoa, damn, he's meaning business tonight. That's fucking awesome. Match came to an end when Styles, he wound up going for the phenomenal forearm. Joe caught him, locked in the Coquita clutch, and as he's got him, Styles drops back, rolls through, counters it into a pin. Ref counts 1, 2, 3. However, as he's doing that, outside of the ref's line of sight, Styles is tapping out. So all Joe knows is he's holding on to it, and then he hears the ref call for the bell, and then when Joe here's your winner, and still he goes from, yeah, what? And then proceeds to start going all sorts of ape shit crazy, starts freaking out, lashing out at everyone, starts storms into the back, screams at Paige. These two are now going to have a match in Australia, no DQ match. So honestly, I'm pulling more again for Styles at that win also. Next up, we got Miz and Maryse going against Brie and Daniel Bryan. And Miz and Maryse, they start out nice with, the way Maryse, every time Brie keeps on trying to insist that she wants Maryse, be like, yeah, and then proceeds to tag in Miz. And, just nice little things like that kind of chicken shit, heel shit. It just, that wins me over, you're paying attention enough to want to be like, all right, yeah, we're gonna fight. We'll fight later. You do this one, okay? Okay, thanks. Really liked it. Like I said, she just kept tagging out as quick as humanly possible, and there was some decent back and forth. Decent back and forth between Miz and Bryan, but Bryan, man, he kept taking a lot of bumps at where he was landing on his head and just, ugh. And I mean, you hear, if you heard his interview with Chris Jericho talking about on how he got back into the ring, it just, you can't help but cringe because they set up a whole new type of protocol altogether just for him on that, and it's just, ugh. Yeah, that, and honestly, the one thing that I could honestly say that annoyed me more than anything was Byron Saxton's way of constantly overly defending the baby faces using heel moves, Like, okay, obviously Corey Graves is going to defend the heels because that's his role as the color commentator, or the play, you know, but Byron just like, oh yeah, well, they were, you know, Miz and Maryse, they've been doing this and this and this and this and this. And, you know, and then they go and do cowardly tactics like that and just, you know, dude, change it up. Say you don't condone it, but you understand why they do it or something like that. Just, goof. Anyways, match wound up coming to an end. Brie, she tried getting Maryse for a roll-up. Maryse wound up countering it and doing a roll-up on her own. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So Miz and Maryse won, rightfully so. Oh, my, way too happy for that. Excuse me. And honestly, you know, here's the thing. I will openly admit I was not a fan of the idea of Daniel Bryan returning to the ring. More so because after his retirement, he did that big tour talking about how many concussion seizures he's had and, you know, how much injuries he had and all that stuff. And just, dude, no. You had your moment. Yes, it was sad that it happened, but I can't necessarily say I agree with you wanting to get back in there, you know? Especially now you're a family man and all that. Just, Anyways, next up, women's action. Alexa Bliss going against Ronda Rousey. And can we just take a moment to appreciate Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Alicia Fox all coming out. And Alicia Fox, oh my God in heaven, she came out. Whew, she looked like a Rihanna double. Pretty sure I thought I needed my heart med. Pretty sure I was going to need some heart pills when I saw them three coming out. Just, whew, oh God almighty. Ronda came out, she had Natayla. So, now, this was actually really nice little bit of back and forth. Ronda, she was more so leading. But Bliss, she was working on Ronda's ribs, which was to be expected, given that was the big targeting spot over the past week. Also, really impressed with the way Ronda was selling lately. Or not lately, but selling with this match, you know. Doing good with it. You know, I dug it. Yep. It was pretty short-lived, though. I thought it could have, you know, when I say short-lived, I'm not talking time-wise. I'm talking storytelling-wise, you know. But match came to an end. Ronda, you know, Alexa basically had Ronda by the face, started yelling at her, slapped her, and then next thing you know, she wound up doing like Hulk Hogan, hulked up. Ah! Then proceeded to start pummeling her and then wound up locking in the armbar. So there. Next up, main event of the night. Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, Hell in a Cell. Excuse me. As expected, Braun doing the power game, powering over Roman. Roman fighting back as best as he could. Decent match between these two as it went on. Ziggler and McIntyre wound up coming out, though, to go and try and work Roman at one point, and then Ambrose and Rollins came out as well, and then they proceeded to start all brawling outside of the cell, which then led to Ambrose and McIntyre fighting on top of the cell and both knocking each other ass over tin cups, and then Rollins and Ziggler fighting on the side of the cage, and then leading to, boom, both of them doing a Foley light spot, if you will, instead of falling from the roof, falling from the cage, which is about maybe as high up as the top rope. And just as, you know, while Braun and Roman are knocked out because Roman speared Braun through a table, and that was hit Roman's last bit of energy he had. Braun was out of it because of that. Next thing you know, out comes Brock Lesnar. Full MMA beard, I may add, which looked rather good on him. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a beard guy. Yeah, I am totally saying that because I'm a beer guy. But Brock came out. My savior, Paul Heyman, proceeded to start yelling at the one ref, "Give me the key. Give me the key now to open this door." And as he's arguing with that, Brock just, boom, kicks down the door, kicks open the door. It explodes right off the hinges. And as he's going in, Foley's coming out to try and argue with Heyman to tell him to get Brock in control. Paul then maces Mick Foley, who was the special referee, and then proceeds to go in, beat the shit out of Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Ref calls for a no contest. Now, obviously, the Twitter wound up having a very bad, bitter taste in their mouth over that end, which then led to the opening segment of Monday Night with them announcing that, excuse me, in November they're going to have a triple threat match at a show at a special in Saudi Arabia, where it'll be Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title. And I just want you all to think about this for a minute, because, and this is where I get where, it drives me nuts, because, like I say before, one of the most annoying fan bases in the world will be wrestling fans. They complained about too many pay-per-views in a month. Having a Raw pay-per-view and a SmackDown pay-per-view, and then the shows and all that jazz. And then, when WWE decides to say, okay, well, we're not going to do that. Now we're going to do one pay-per-view a month. But since we're condensing it, we have to give it one extra hour. People, again, start bitching over it. And then as they start bitching about the fact that both shows are on one pay-per-view, then they proceed to start doing specials. Overseas specials, I may add, which in a way can help expand it business-wise, showing, more international flair and appeal. And people still find a way to complain about it. It's like I said before, you can't please everyone, and the three most annoying fan bases in the world are going to be wrestling fans, comic book fans, and Star Wars fans. And unfortunately, I know this from first-hand experience because I am a fan of all three. But yeah, that does it for this week's show, folks. So, like or normal, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure y'all look for me on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. Do also have another account if I get ghosted or put in Twitter jail, Tim_Vicious. Also do have a Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash, if you're going to look for me on there. Make sure you let me know you found me on there from here, or my Twitter at Tim Vicious, so I don't think you got your creep John going. Also, folks, do not forget to follow these cool ass cats right here on the Twitter. Axel Mulligan, Kenny Killer. I am Danny Sunday. Oliver Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check out Ollie's music. It's on iTunes, Spotify, and such. Make sure y'all also hit up Ollie for one of these Ollie Rewind shirts. Show the man some love and support. This is one of the most comfortable shirts in the world. Can't put that over enough. Cranky Grandpa, Dazzy MWP, and folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.